Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spill the Pea. We're moving straight from Vayera into Chayei Sarah. So let's dive in. Chayei Sarah opens with this strange valuation of Sarah's life, right? We're told her lifetime was 100 years, 20 years, and 7 years. Weird. Right after, we're told she dies in Kiryat Arba. Avraham mourns her for a bit, and then he rises up from the presence of his dead, goes to the children of Heth, and asks for a place to bury Sarah. And the children were like, "You're the prince of God. You can have the best place to bury her. Wherever you want, it's our pleasure to oblige you." So Avraham stood up, bowed before them, and was like, "If you're serious, can I have the cave of Machpelah? At full price, of course." This cave happened to belong to a gentleman named Ephron. Ephron rose and was like, "Listen, I've given it to you. I've already given you land. So do whatever you need to do there. No harm, no foul." So Abraham bowed down and was like, "Achi, listen, I'm giving you money. Please take it so I can bury my wife." So Ephron was like, "Chaim Sheli, land that's worth 400 shekels for wealthy people like us? What's the difference? Just go ahead and bury your wife." Avraham decided that since the 400 shekels was named, it would be fair to pay that. So he prepared the money, he paid Ephron, and he buried Sarah. Then we're told that Avraham is quite aged, but he has everything thanks to the Creator. So he asks his house manager, so to speak, to place his hand under his thigh to make an oath that he would find a wife for Abraham's son, Isaac. But not just any wife, not a wife from Canaan or from amongst the people with whom they dwelt. Abraham requested that the house manager go to his land, to his family, and take a wife for Isaac. And the house manager was like, "Yeah, but she doesn't know me. What if she doesn't want to come with me? Should I take Isaac there?" And Abraham was like, "No chance. No way he's going back there. I've worked too hard and come too far for him to go back there. Thank God." Obviously. Hashem made all these promises, so he's going to send an angel to make sure that it all goes smoothly. However, if she doesn't want to come with you, you're absolved of your oath. Now, the house manager prepares the camels and some money for his mission, and he rises and goes to Aram Naharaim. As they approach the city, the house manager decided to stop to give the camels some water at the well. So he prayed to Hashem and was like, "Hashem, can you please arrange today for me with kindness on behalf of my boss, Avraham? See, I'm coming to this well, and this is where all the daughters come to bring water. So can you just arrange it so that when I say, 'May I please have some of your water?' whoever responds that I can drink and the camels can drink, this is who I will know as the wife that's meant for Isaac." In the midst of his prayer to the Creator, Rebecca, who happens to be the daughter of Abraham's nephew, shows up. She goes to the spring and she fills her jug. And the house manager runs up to her and says, "Please, please, can I have some water?" She responds, "Drink, my lord," lowering her jug and giving him water. This is huge. She's acknowledging him with kindness and respect. When he finished, she was like, "I'll go get waters for your camel too." So, of course, the house manager is dumbfounded at what just happened and is trying to determine if this was truly the Creator's doing. When he composes himself, he gathers some jewelry and he asks Rebecca who her father is and if it's possible that they have space to lodge him for the night. Rebecca explains that she's the granddaughter of Nahor, who happens to be Avraham's brother. and also that they have plenty of space to lodge guests. Then the house manager promptly prostrates himself to the Creator, offering blessings and gratitude for delivering him directly to Avraham's family. So Rebecca runs to her mom's house and tells her what happened. And her brother Lavan runs outside to the house manager and is like, "Come, come. We cleared a place for you inside and also a place for the camels." So the house manager goes into the house, he washes his feet, and the family prepares some food for him. But before he eats, he wants to speak. So he tells them the whole story that he's Avraham's house manager, that Avraham is highly blessed and favored by Hashem, and that Avraham now has a son who's going to inherit everything. And that he took an oath to find a wife for Isaac from their family. Then he tells them how he prayed and he got to the well and he prayed for flow in the process of finding the wife. And he said he had not yet finished speaking to his heart when Rebecca showed up. He questioned her, he gave her some jewelry, and they end up having this conversation. He concludes by saying, "If you want to go through with this, tell me. If you don't, I'll turn right or left." So Lavan and his father were like, "Oh, this is all orchestrated by the Creator. So nothing here is bad or good. Rebecca is here. Obviously, Hashem has spoken." So the house manager again prostrates himself and thanks the Creator. He then gives the family all sorts of gifts. They all eat, they're merry, and they go to sleep. The next morning, after waking, Lavan and Rebecca's mother are like, "Well, maybe you can let her stay with us for some time to be prepared to be a wife." And the house manager is like, "No, thank you. The Creator made the way, so we're going to move forward. If you're concerned, let's ask Rebecca what she wants, and she'll make the final decision." Rebecca said that she would go, so they prepare everything for her. They give her blessings in regards to her offspring, and then she and the house manager leave. Now we meet Isaac, who has just come back from Ber Lachai Roy, and now he's dwelling in the region of the south. He goes out into the field and he sees the camels arriving. Rebecca also sees him from afar and asks the house manager who he is. The house manager then lets her know that this is Isaac, so then she veils herself. Then the house manager tells Isaac the story of what happened and how they got there. Then Isaac brings Rebecca into his tent, his mother Sarah. They get married, they're in love, and Isaac is consoled after the loss of his mother Sarah. Then Avraham takes another wife. She has several sons, but Avraham gave all he has to Isaac. All the other sons get gifts, and he sent them eastward to the land of the east, away from his son Isaac. We've spoken about direction previously, but we'll circle back. Then we're told that the lifetime of Avraham was 100 years, 70 years, and 5 years. And then that he died at a good old age and was brought into his people. He was buried in the cave at Machpelah with Sarah, and then Isaac settled in Ber Lachai Roy. Then we're given a rundown of all of Ishmael's sons and ancestors, and we're told that his lifetime was 100 years, 30 years, and 7 years. He died and was also brought into his people. His people dwelled between Havilah and Shur. And we finish by understanding that he sits facing his brothers. The last line of this parsha grips my heart because there's so much wrapped in it that I can't even begin to verbalize it right now. So anyhow, we'll go back to the beginning. So first of all, we're given this strange breakdown of Sarah's age. We're told that her lifetime was 100 years, 20 years, and 7 years. 100 is like the full foundation of spiritual growth, of the spiritual cycle, 100 is also the age that she had Isaac. So her first life cycle was becoming the vessel who had the capacity to birth new light into the world. Okay, so then we have 20 years. And 20 is the period of separation, understanding, and ultimately discernment. Finally, 7 years is like a full Shabbat. Through her foundation, she developed discernment and was able to live a life of Shabbat, oneness, wholeness, alignment. We're also told that she died in Kiryat Arba, English translation, city of four. She died with the years of 127 in the place of foundation. Remember, the fourth day of creation is when all foundation is complete, and there is now a space for life to thrive. This is why she's considered our matriarch. I want to point out that in Torah, it specifically says that Avraham rose up from the presence of his dead. Why is this so critical, especially now? Many people have become so dissociated from their souls that we've almost subconsciously forgotten that the body is only the house of the soul. I'm not saying that mourning isn't a real process of emotion and that the habit of having someone physically in our presence is not something that you must adjust to when their body expires. What I'm saying is that we are souls and our connections are soul-based. So when we can reframe our consciousness to that understanding, we can remember to feel the presence of whom we're with. Presence, soul, is eternal. So now let's fast forward to the conversation about the burial plot. Every single time Avraham spoke, he bowed before them. Not out of fear, manipulation, or power constructs, but out of sincere humility and respect. Every time he would also speak to the Creator, he prostrated himself out of humility and respect. Avraham is the ultimate example of do not murder. What does this mean? That no matter who he was speaking to, he chose to honor the spark of the Creator that existed within everyone. The Creator is everything after all, and that includes people. We move on to Avraham asking his house manager to put his hand under his thigh to make an oath. Awfully weird request. Short of the long, it corresponds to the foundation of the covenant that the Creator made with Avraham. So the house manager is in a way taking on part of this covenant as he swears this oath. So then we arrive with the house manager in the city of Aram Naharaim, which means the highlands between two rivers, an elevated place from which you can choose one path or another. The house manager immediately prays to the Creator. He asks specifically and exactly for what he wants, and voila, here's Rebecca. In the middle of his prayer, he hadn't even finished yet, and his prayer was answered. What's the connection? When we are so in tune and aligned with our Creator, we can just start to speak and he will place it right in front of us. We will quite literally see miracles happen before our eyes. So why do I put miracles in quotes? Because from the beginning, we were made to align with our Creator. And through that alignment, we have flow. Things happen as we speak them. Unfortunately, we have become so misaligned that we understand flow with the Creator as a miracle. The flow in life is the real thing. The miracles are the real thing. The question is not if miracles are real. The question is, are you aligned with the Creator? If you understand miracles in this way, with the quotes, then you may need to reassess. So then, because all this flow is happening, the house manager is in awe of what's happening, like shocked that all it took was asking to be answered. So much so that he immediately blessed and gave the Creator gratitude. When you witness flow, to whom do you give credit? Then again, he's asking Rebecca who she is, and voila, she's the daughter of Avraham's nephew. Again, he prostrates himself and gives gratitude to the Creator. Rebecca runs to tell her mom what happened, and they welcome the house manager into their home. They prepared a meal for him, and he decided that it was story time. We all know those people who cannot just get to the point. They literally have to tell you how it happens, why it happened, when it happened, what happened, who it happened to. What can I say? I'm definitely one of those people. Anywho, he tells them the whole story, and then he says, if you guys want to go through with this, then cool. And if not, I will go right or left. What's with this language? He was facing a crossroads. A lot of times when we're on the path toward fulfilling a mission or our purpose, we may reach a point at which we're like, okay, I'm gonna go right and have patience and trust in my Creator that he would never steer me wrong, and I'm just gonna let him take the wheel and follow his lead. Or I'm gonna go left, pray more, become more disciplined, take more action. This is the understanding of when our Creator tells us yes or not now. So then the family says something interesting. They say, oh, okay, this is from Hashem. This is not good or bad. The choice that they had, being inhabitants of Aram Naharaim, is okay, so we either live from the tree of knowledge of good and bad, or do we live from the tree of life? When they say this is from the Creator, it's not good or bad, they're choosing to understand the overall picture, that there's something larger at play. And we are all merely vessels in this beautiful story that's playing out. So the next day, there's some like Indian giving vibes going on here. But Rebecca clears it all up when she says that she wants to go with the house manager. What's so interesting is that so far, we've been given precious glimpses of Isaac. The last time we had an interaction with Isaac was when he was asking Avraham where the sacrifice was. Humble, innocent, vulnerable. And now our interaction with him is also quite fleeting. So maybe the message here is that growth, development, evolving into our greatest alignment is best done in a sacred, protected space. We've been taught that being the loudest, most noticed, most popular is what gets you the prize. This is a reminder that silence is not necessarily weakness or smallness. Rather, it's a bigness contained and refined. Isaac was the promised son, and we barely know anything about him. So back to the story. We're told that Isaac has just returned from Be'er Lahai Roi. Now, we all know that these places have meanings. The literal translation is the well of the living one who sees me. So let's break it down because we know that a well is an ever-flowing place of water. Water is divinity. Chai is the living one. Think you can figure that one out. And Roi is not just sight. Our body sees and our soul has vision and discernment, a deeper knowing. So in truth, Isaac was returning from a place of flow where the Creator is fully aware of all of him. And we're told that he now dwells in the region of the south. From Avraham, we know that the south energetically represents kindness and compassion. When Rebecca learns that she's looking at Isaac, she chooses to veil herself. Rebecca is the embodiment of the Shekhinah, the presence of divinity in our world. So when she veils herself, she's in a sense tinting the windows so that the light is not overwhelming. It's in a way a test to understand if Isaac will respect the light that she carries and treat her with the care that she deserves. So we're told that Isaac takes her into his tent, his mother Sarah. Isaac learned and developed discernment through his mother, Sarah. And his discernment was needed to know if Rebecca was truly the woman to carry the covenant forward with him. Then we're told that Avraham gets married again and has 6 more children, and they're all sent eastward. East is energetically the direction of Tiferet, balance, a healthy embodiment of both kindness and discipline. Avraham's life was 100 years, 70 years, and 5 years. Again, 100 is the full and complete foundational spiritual cycle. 70 is a Shabbat cycle. 5 is the foundation necessary for people to thrive and to grow. 175 also equals 13. Many may or may not be aware that Avraham was said to be one of the greatest astrologers of his time. We also know that there are 12 astrological signs. Or are there? Do your own research. 12 is the number of natural order, 12 months, 12 tribes, 12 signs, because 1 plus 2 equals 3, which is containment, vessel creation. However, 13 is past the natural order of things. 13 also equals echad in Hebrew, which means 1. 1 plus 3 equals 4, which is the complete foundation needed for life to be able to thrive. Both Avraham and Sarah were our first examples of masculine and feminine in healthy balance. And because they had this balance, they created the foundation from which Isaac could carry the covenant. Lastly, Ishmael is 100 years, 30 years, and 7 years. He has the same foundation of spiritual understanding. He gets 30 years, which is the vessel creation, and he also gets 7 years, which is the Shabbat. So what's going on here? Because 1 plus 3 plus 7 equals 11. So he had the proper foundation, but something got a little funky along the way. Therefore, he didn't fully make it to the natural order of 12, because 1 plus 1 equals 2, which is when you're stuck in duality. We are also told that his people dwelled between Havilah and Shur. Havilah is a liminal circular space where spiraling occurs but is misguided, and Shur is discipline. Chayei Sarah is a story of humility, gratitude, and surrender. We've come so far as a society, and yet somehow these 3 core tenets of humanity have seemingly been lost on so many people. And we have these big question marks on our faces when we look out our windows and we see chaos. Having humility to surrender in life isn't about giving up and being passive and letting people walk all over you. It's choosing to go right or go left and trusting that either way, there's a divine force behind the choice. Or maybe you're afraid to pick left or right because you know that you haven't reached 100 yet. You haven't reached a place of foundational spiritual alignment. But the only way to truly reach that alignment is to surrender. Sometimes when we surrender, we have absolutely no idea where to go. We must choose humility and look up at our Creator and say, Oi, I know you put me here, but I'm lost, so help me out. The house manager literally gave the Creator a play-by-play of what he wanted to happen. Caveat is that he was aligned. Our Creator doesn't care how we ask. He cares that you show up and you ask, because this is creating the foundation. So that's all I have for you for this week, and we'll see you on the next one.